Hello, my friends. On Thursday during the webinar presentation, we're talking about oaths and promises and agreements and adaptations. And these are all tied together with the ancestral inheritance, the ancestral look back that we did last week. So I am posting a standalone audio of just that ancestral lineage meditation. And so I would like very much, if you didn't do the ancestral lineage meditation with last week's webinar, I tried to do a shorter one. I thought it was going to be 20 minutes, but it turned out to be 30 minutes. But it's a 30-minute meditation, and you can do it, sit down, quiet room, with a notebook and a pen, and just go through that meditation and let yourself receive the information that you will want to have as we move into what we're working with this week, which is all the ways in which what we call our personality is actually the unconscious adaptations, that the perfection that is you, all the adaptations that you have made in response to your environment, and that most of this stuff happened when you were very young because you needed connection and you needed to survive, and you did what you needed to do, and that's a fantastic thing. And here we are now in this spirit-guided fitness journey, and we are interested, before we begin to add anything, I'm sure you've noticed, like, I haven't said anything about exercise. In fact, one person said, I'm unsubscribing and I'm not doing this because you're not saying anything about exercise. And no, I haven't said anything about exercise because before we add any behavior, any outward behavior, we want to understand, we want to stand under what's real. We want to be that which is true and real. And that's the only foundation that could actually support reliably and sustainably any new action or behavior. So I hope that makes sense. And if you're finding that you're being called to take action, to exercise, by all means, trust it. Just by all means, go with your flow. But as far as me suggesting exercise in this journey, we're not quite there yet. So this week, we're looking at the ways in which we have adapted. And in terms of adaptations, our physiology is an adaptation of all of the inheritance of the ancestors, that all of those who came before us. So in order to look with love at what we are, and all the ways in which we have adapted, all of these behaviors and the promises, the agreements that show up as how our bodies metabolize food, what kind of health challenges we have, what kind of our capacities in terms of mental, emotional capacities. All of these have a component of adaptation. You know, we, certain aspects of our energy were shaped by what kind of family we were born into, what the circumstances were, what we learned to do in order to get care, in order to receive care and to survive. So before we, decide to fix ourselves, first let's understand ourselves. Let's understand ourselves with love. Let's open our heart to ourselves, and actually let's respond. Let's be responsible, so we're not blaming anyone, because everything that we've learned came from somebody who went through something that they adapted to. That's why they passed it on, because that was their adaptation to what they were dealing with. So we're becoming conscious and responsible. That means able to respond appropriately with love, falling in love with ourselves. And from that place, then we can start, in the presence of spirit, we can invite all the assistance to light up the path, the joyful, amazing, one-of-a-kind path to a shift in our wellness. And we have all made a lot of promises, obligations. We have been fulfilling obligations on so many levels, and saying things like, that's what I have to do, or that's what it means to be a mother, that's what it means to be an employee, that's what it means to be a spouse, that's what it means to be a citizen, etc., etc. So together we're going to look at all of these obligations and the ways that they have the ways that they affect us right here and now. So I'd very much like for all of us to do the ancestral lineage meditation and really start to get an idea of what precipitated these ways of being. What were the feelings? What were the energies that precipitated the ways of being that we are? And I also am sending a standalone meditation. I'm posting a standalone deep, soft, and delicious breathing meditation. And that breathing meditation is important because that is the powerful mechanism for shifting from not being able to hear the Holy Spirit's voice to having a clear channel. So as we shift out of the fight, flight, and freeze, and we shift into that restore, growth, and repair nervous system, you go from being able to, in fight, flight, or freeze, there are no resources for hearing the wisdom of your spirit. When we're in that growth, rest, and repair nervous system, that's when we have access to, enormous stores of information and resources. That's when we can access them. We always have information and resources. It's just when we're in survival, it's sort of like we're not aware of them. So look on the Facebook page. That's where I posted them. I'm also going to send them through email to everybody. So I'd very much like for you to just start use that breath meditation often, all the time. In fact, it's a big deal. It's a great boost. It's going to shift your physiology. It's going to change your mind. It's going to lower your blood pressure. It's going to open your mind to all new creative ideas. It's amazing what that breath will do. It's amazing what your breathing will do. So breathe, do the meditation, and join me on the webinar or watch it at, when you can watch it. And I love you. This is super duper big what you're doing. It's really big what you're doing. Don't underestimate it. You're part of this evolution. This is the evolution. We're going from, force, brute force to soul force. We're going from thinkers, people who think they think, to that which knows. And what knows is able to flow. It's not like cause and effect. First I got to do this and then drag my body over here to do that. When we're in that realm of knowing, we have invisible hands that lift and carry us. So this is the beginning, just the beginning. And don't worry about the exercise yet. We haven't gotten there yet. Just keep letting yourself be in this experience. All right. Love you so much. I will, if I don't see you on Thursday, I see you all the time. And also everybody who responded, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with your ancestors and your experiences with watching the video I posted a couple of days ago. And if you didn't respond, thank you very much, because I know you're here. So you're here regardless of whether you respond, through a posting or whatever or not. You're here, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So thank you. I love you. I'm so grateful, and I appreciate you so very much. You're evolving the whole species. This is the conversation that has to take place inside of each one of us, so that we do different things. This isn't about what we're doing. This is who we're being. So spirit-guided fitness is, yes, it's about fitness, but it's really about consciousness and understanding ourselves truly. Okay, love you. See you Thursday or not. Ciao.